I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Here we go. It's another edition. It's a President's Day special, Monday, February 17th. Daily Puck Drop will come your way every day, 10 a.m. If you are watching and listening live, we're on YouTube, on Twitter. We've got the Puck Sports mobile app downloaded today to your iOS, your iPhone, also to your Android phone. And if you are one of the live people and wondering, well, can I watch it and listen to it later? You sure can, folks. You sure can. It's up on YouTube later. The Daily Puck Drop every single day. When you're at YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. That would be wonderful. Leave a comment there. I try to get to as many comments as I possibly can. Also, if you're just a listener on the Old School Podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your wonderful podcasts. And, of course, always up at pucksports.com. All right, Jim Moore is here. We'll get to him in a quick second. We got cleats on the ground. We got SNL. We got NBA stuff. We got Seattle expansion. We'll cover it all. I'm broadcasting from the Puck Sports Studios, built by Lembeck Lumber Contractors. They got free deliveries, everything from whole house packages to homeowner DIY projects. Largest stock moldings in the Northwest, old school service, because they've been doing it since 1930. Give Lembeck Lumber a call, 206-782-3487. Visit them online at lembecklumber.com. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bend, Oregon, parts unknown, inside the hostage closet, it's Jim Moore, the go-to guy, brought to you by...
Brought to you by a clean streak, just barely today. Professional
should be a new
window
microphone is what it should be brought to you by.
Shit. Fuck. Anyway, where was I? God. Yeah, sorry, listeners. More technical difficulties here. A clean
you
streak.
Jinxed yourself
window.
on Friday.
I'm all flustered, man. I don't know why it didn't work again today, but it just seems like I'm ready to pull out a fucking sledgehammer and just end it.
Do it. Wait, end what? The computer or you?
In the computer, I literally thought about killing myself this morning at one point.
Hey, stop! Hey!
I literally thought, fuck, I should just, I must be the only fucking doofus that just can't figure this shit out. And so I just thought, what the fuck am I doing, man? This is just ridiculous.
Plenty of people can't figure it out. Hey, you're going dark. I don't like it. Let's just hear more about Brian and Clean Streak.
What? You think this is going to help Brian's business?
I don't know.
That a guy who wants to kill himself is endorsing my company?
Yeah, we went real dark.
Brian Turner, his business is awesome, though. Professional window and exterior cleaning service. They've been proudly serving Island and Skagit counties for more than 10 years. Clean Streak specializes in so many different services, from roof and gutter cleaning to pressure washing and window washing. They'll handle all of those dirty jobs so you don't have to. Yeah. Check out your roof today like I did. I checked out my roof today. I went out, I was doing some exercises for my knee, and I looked around and I thought, man, there's too many pine needles up there, and there's this green film from too much shade, soon to be roof wrecking moss. You don't want that to happen to you. Fix those potential issues by calling a Clean Streak at 360-395. God, I'm having a shitty morning. Sorry, Brian. 360-395-5748. Or visit cleanstreak.com. Have Brian and his crew come out and give you a free estimate today.
You think Brian does any computer engineering? Hey, Brian, if you want to earn some more money, maybe some computer engineering too. Or if there's someone down in Bend, we need a technical producer. For Jim Moore. You jinxed yourself on Friday because you were so happy with yourself on Friday. Everything worked and everything was great, and then you jinxed yourself. You just did.
I'll tell you, I busted up a laptop one time. I've told the story before. It cost me $1,800, but you know what? It was worth it.
It felt good.
It was worth it
to destroy it.
Yeah. So if you feel like you need to destroy your laptop or computer at some point, just go ahead and do it. And you'll feel really good about it. You'll feel stupid later, but at the moment, like when you're eating a large pizza, you feel good about having every single piece. Now you regret it later, but at the time, it's just like smashing your fucking computer. Yeah. It feels so damn good.
Is there a chance on your microphone that you do that sometimes works? I would say the whole setup works probably 1 out of 3 times. that when we do the show.
It seems like one. It seems like 1 out of 100.
Yeah. Is there a chance you had it muted?
No, there was a little thing on the screen that said that I needed to unmute, and I thought, oh, hey, okay, I'll do that. And then when I did that, it didn't seem to work either.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like the idea that I'm a headache for you more than me. I don't, because you've got a lot of shit going on, and you don't need a headache from me down in Bend, Oregon, doing my bullshit.
I think this is a great suggestion here from Jarrett. Hold on, I'm going to give you a suggestion from Jarrett. Jarrett's in the live chat. Take a breath, watch a YouTube video. I always do. I mean, feel like YouTube's very good at this stuff. Do a YouTube video setup. Maybe that'll help.
Okay. Thank you, Jarrett. Appreciate that.
Jarrett, there's zero.
Help myself out.
Jarrett, there's 0.0% chance he's going to do that today.
No, it's 0.1.
Oh yeah.
I'm still, you know what? I'm still mad about Rory McIlroy over the weekend. I mean, you know, I think I'm a mental midget, and I know I'm a mental midget. I'm wondering about him, man. That guy should be like a Hall of Fame superstar golfer, and he looks like a Muni guy out there that's a double-digit handicap sometimes. It's the weirdest thing, and I had action on him every which way this weekend, and he sucked.
You're mad about old Rory not pulling it out for you.
Why does he suck sometimes?
Why does he suck? Well, I mean, he had a bad round. I don't know. Saturday round was bad.
I mean, I can relate to what he's going through because, we play golf and there's some times where you think, God, I wonder if I'm ever going to make another putt again. That's the way I feel when I'm watching him sometimes.
Well, I mean, he had the double on 16 on Saturday. He did end with a birdie.
Well, I know, but yesterday, even when there wasn't any pressure on him, he misses the easy birdie putt at 17, and then he puts it in the water at 18.
Oh, yeah, I did not watch any golf yesterday. Well, that's a lie. I watched a few minutes. I probably watched.
Your guy did okay. Justin Thomas did all right.
He's okay. Okay, could have been.
Six under's not bad.
Yeah, but I needed to finish much higher. I'm still in the basement of the league. The only portion I watched was the Tiger. I think the Tiger interview with Jim Nantz and his orange hair, and then Trevor Immelman. Yeah, I think that was the point I watched, and then I was out.
Okay, number one. So I'm just gonna go off today. It doesn't matter anyway because I probably you won't be having me back on Wednesday. I'll get my last shots in today.
Probably, most likely, yeah.
Trevor Immelman is not good. Okay,
he's not.
They need. Huh? You agree? They need somebody with more personality in that.
He's just boring. He's not entertaining. He doesn't do anything to listen. It's a sleepy sport. When you watch it on TV and Jim Nantz is kind of sleepy, but I like that about Jim Nantz. I mean, that's fine for me. But you need somebody else that's got a little bit more panache to him, right? Some excitement, and he's just like mumbling and doesn't really say anything.
Well, yeah, and if you're going to be dull, and I'm pretty sure he won a Masters, but other than that, it's a pretty undistinguished career that Trevor Immelman had. So if you're going to be boring like he is, you need to be a bigger name. So anyway, that's number one. And you mentioned the orange hair. Why do guys do that?
I don't.
I want to know why guys do that. Do they not notice when they're getting the dye color that it turns out to be that orangish reddish color that tells everyone in the world that, hey, I'm getting older and I need to dye my hair because I'm on TV. I don't get it.
I'm with you. And then there's the shot yesterday when he's doing the interview. I mean, it's puffed up there and it's orange. I mean, literally, it's just the color is orange.
He looks like a clown.
Yeah. Well.
And I like Jim Nantz, but it's like, Jim, come on, man.
Nantz.
If you're getting gray, you're 65 years old. You get gray when you're that age.
Sure.
Quit trying to fake people out with that cheap hair dye thing you're doing.
What we've covered so far in the first 10 minutes of the show, you want to destroy your computer. You've thought about offing yourself. Jim Nantz has got orange hair. You don't like that. What else do we want to hit on? What else is making you upset today on a Monday? It's President's Day.
You want me to keep going off?
Yeah, it's President's Day.
Okay.
Don't go off on the president.
Yeah. Like I like Chuck and Bucky. I do like them.
Can we not go off on the former employer?
I'm not gonna go off on them.
I'm not going to go off on them. But they're in Peoria this week. I want to point that out. And I point that out because it was always like, hey, how come they don't send any other hosts down there? They always have to send the baseball guys. And we never got to go down there because we didn't know as much about baseball.
Oh, I don't think we didn't know as much about baseball, but they're two. I mean, Chuck's a baseball fanatic and Bucky played. He's the only guy at the station that played baseball.
You're better off the record than you are on the record.
I have never said, first of all, that's a lie, number one, because I've never said anything about not going to Peoria. I've went there many times. I had my
Oh, did you?
I went there every year for like
Would you have to
15
sleep
years.
on a cot or something?
No, I slept in a hotel room. What are you talking about? What kind of budget did you have over at the Grandpa station? Like, we had an actual hotel rooms.
My deal was when I stayed at my mom's house.
Yeah, because your station was, because 710 was so cheap, you had to pay your own way down there to cover the thing.
No, they paid for the flight.
Yeah, but they wouldn't pay for your stay.
Well, that was, I mean, I threw that in,
Yeah, there you go. See, well, we actually had people pay for stuff.
I just know when I worked with you, there was no chance that we were going to go down.
Well, they only sent one show. I get it. I mean, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
It didn't really bother me.
Okay.
I had done it for so many years. First of all, I'll be honest with you, it's fun. But it's too much work. It's too much.
Too much work to interview what, Mariner players?
Yeah, but their time slot is very different than when I went down there. That they have it easy. If you're in the morning doing a show there, it's easy because they bring the guests to you. They bring them to you. When I did it, when I was covering them and was going down there, I was going down there and we were doing the afternoon show. Well, first of all, the players aren't there anymore when we would do the afternoon show at like 3. They're gone. So you'd have to get there at 7 o'clock in the morning or 7:30 to go into the clubhouse, wait around all day to like, hey, excuse me, Felix, let me grab you. Come on, hold on 1 sec. And then have to, beg these guys to come on and then tape them. Like you'd tape everything from like I know people are going to listen to this and go, "Oh my God, I'm digging a ditch right now, you idiot!" Or I'm I'm just telling you, we all have complaints about whatever job you do. I'm just saying it was a long day. Just saying that my experience is much different when what they're doing. Is that I would sit there and get there like at 7. We tape everything from like 7 to like noon. And then come back and then do a show at 3. Okay. So it was a long day.
Well, okay. I just want to say this about that.
When you didn't do any of that stuff when you worked at 710 because you guys had someone else do that for you. You had producers down there. When we went down there, it was just us. So you were out there, and Wyman.
Okay.
Well, you were. You and Wyman weren't doing anything. You weren't going in the clubhouse and getting interviews.
No, we weren't.
Exactly right.
We weren't. And I guess it was just because we were the flagship station that we were able to get interviews between 3 and 6 o'clock. And because you were at KJR, you weren't. So maybe they went out of their way to do it. I like to think that it was because I was working for an award-winning show at the time.
What award did you win?
I can't remember. I think there were some Emmys along the way.
There was no award. You didn't win.
Some Northwest Emmys?
No, nothing.
What, are you telling me that we didn't win any awards?
I don't think so.
We had people saying every once in a while that they really like Danny, Dave, and Moore. Does that count for anything?
I'm going to search that up. Danny, Dave, and Moore. Did they win an award? My quick AI Google search says no.
My name was always last on that bullshit. Every show I ever worked on, my name was last. Why is that? I don't understand that. Oh, but anyway, you mentioned Felix.
Jim, take a look in the mirror. Why do you think that's the case?
Fuck you. You mentioned Felix.
Yes.
And that makes me think about Dave. And you mentioned Dave Wyman. And so I want to tell a quick Dave Wyman and Felix story. So what we used to do, Jessamine and Danny and Dave and I, we'd meet at Hooters and have lunch before we would go over to the ballpark and do our
question. Why Hooters?
Just because they had, good burgers and fries and beer. Yeah. So we pound a couple beers while we were over there. And boy, Wyman, he could put them down. I love the guy. I mean, he'd have a couple beers there. And then there was one day we'd go back, and the Mariners were playing a 1 o'clock game, and so we had more beer at the game. And then it was time to interview Felix. And I wish you could see the way Wyman looked. I just sat there and I thought, God, I know I didn't have as many beers as Dave did, and I'm sure glad I didn't, because I wouldn't want to be drunk on the air.
Yeah, kind of slurring a little bit.
I mean,
huh?
I've been a little lit on the air before, but not as hammered as Dave was that day.
Yeah.
And I looked over at him when he was asking Felix questions, and he had this like, I mean, his hair was going everywhere.
Was
His
he
eyes were all
slurring? Was he
flashing in
slurring?
red. And I just sat there and I thought, please, God, please, sports radio gods, let him speak his words without slurring at this point in time, please. And he did. He's such a professional, man. He got through it. But I'll never forget the look on his face when he was asking Felix questions. I was just like, when we went to break, I was laughing so hard. I was like,
Hey,
God,
Felix,
man,
Felix, remember that a couple of years ago when you came into spring training and you were a lard ass? Remember that? Remember how fat you were?
Yeah. No, he was, oh, God. I love drinking with Wyman, though. God, if you ever try and outdrink Wyman, good luck, because you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
You got no shot. You got no shot.
Well, it's a good time. I miss it though. Everyone that's down there, see the TV guys are down there as well. I miss it. It is fun. It's fun to go down there, and especially the first couple of weeks of the season. The weather's good, and it's baseball. You're watching guys throw. Listen, there is nothing more entertaining. I'll be honest with you. You're sitting out, the sun's shining, and you're watching guys throw a bullpen. I don't know why that's so fascinating to schmucks like us, but it's like, man.
Yeah, well, when I worked at the PI, I used to like going down early like this when the pitchers and catchers had just reported,
That's
the
fun.
first 3 or 4 days, and it's real low key and casual, and some players would straggle in, but yeah, it's a fun deal for sure.
It's fun. It's too bad the Salty Senorita's not there anymore. I'm not sure what happened. I can't believe that place closed.
Is that the one over behind the Padres facility?
Yeah, like in left field. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
what is
great
it
spot.
now?
I don't think it's anything. I don't think there's anything there. I could be wrong, but last time I was there, it was closed. Because I remember one of the last shows that we did the show. God, where did we even do the show from? I think we did the show from the facility inside the like one of the training rooms. We didn't even go to a bar. And then I think one of the last shows I did at a bar was at not Hooters. There was another one over there. Was it Tilted Kilt?
Tilted Kilt's another Hooter. That's another Hooters ripoff kind of place.
Yeah. So
with a Scottish feel to it.
Yeah. They did. They basically, it was Hooters, but instead of like they had like the plaid Scottish skirts. But same thing, boobs out everywhere, beer, burgers, and
I think they
flirting.
still have the Tilted Kilts down there, don't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they do. But no, Salty Senorita, that's too bad. It's amazing that place didn't make a go of it. They had the volleyball outside and everything.
Charles says they've on the chat. Charles has said they have remodeled and put two new places in that space. Like two new what? Like bars? It was a great bar. It was like a biker bar too. So always every time I was there was a bunch of bikers in there.
Yeah, no, and the location, you couldn't beat it for being a Padres or Mariners fan.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
One year we were there and it snowed. That was the best part.
It snowed.
Snowed
in
during
Peoria.
spring training. Yeah.
So I've been there when it's rained, but not snow.
Softy, and we were done. And actually, it didn't snow on us, but Softy was coming on after us. So what would that have been? Like 4 o'clock, right? 4 o'clock then. So 4 o'clock Arizona time. And it was dumping snow. And we were outside, not even inside, outside. It just
outside.
Yeah, outside. There was like a little like pergola thing, but still snowing in like 30 degrees. The hell, man? You're in spring training. Why is it snowing at 30 degrees?
Yeah. February can be iffy weather-wise down there. March, not so much, but boy, February can be.
So I'm waiting for Egan. I'm looking at Egan's Twitter account, just waiting for Egan to give me the shot where the camera's on the ground and the cleats are on the dirt. Because that's what I live for. That's when I know it's back.
I saw that Chris was down there. I saw some pictures that he tweeted out, one where he's shaking Cal Raleigh's hand. And yeah. So
Cal Raleigh, will he ever sign with this team? Yes or no?
Well, you'd have to, the betting favorite is no.
Right?
Isn't it?
It's got to be. It's got to be no.
Okay, who's the most likely reporter to ask the questions that we want to have asked down there?
Well,
As
there's
in,
only
as
one.
in, what did you think about your squad's off-season moves, Cal?
Well, there's only one reporter that can do it. Well, there's two. I mean, two from
What, Divish and Jude?
They're the only ones.
Okay.
They're it. They can, no one else can ask
well,
that
the
question.
the TV people can.
Yeah, but they're not down there for that. Like Aaron Levine and Chris Egan, I think are down there. They're not. They're there for the.
Why not be
story.
down there for that?
Maybe
I mean,
Levine
in
would.
addition to what else? Huh?
Maybe Levine will.
I think Aaron Levine might do it.
Yeah, he might.
Yeah,
I don't
because
think,
that would
I don't
be.
think Chris will.
Wouldn't that be number 1 or number 2 on your list? I mean, you throw some softball questions at him. You know, like how was your off season?
What'd you do in the off season? You travel anywhere? Huh? You pick up
Yeah,
any new hobbies in the off season? You go anywhere?
You do all that bullshit warm-up stuff when you're
Yes.
thinking, God, I don't really want to be asking him this, but maybe you'll loosen him up and warm him up.
Hey, let's just
and then you come in with the 95 mile an hour, you know. God, you know, it seemed to me like it was kind of lukewarm what they did in the offseason with Donovan Solano and you know, this broken down Polanco guy. What were your thoughts?
Well, I don't think they'll phrase it with what'd you think of getting broken down Polanco? And what do you make of his eyes? Does it scare you like it scares us?
Yeah. Does he do that in the clubhouse too, or is it just at home plate?
How many times have you seen? First of all, you got to start out every question with talk about Polanco's eyes. Do they scare you?
That's the worst thing a reporter can do is when they say, I know you hate talk about. I hate talk about too, because you can't do that. Edward R. Murrow's School of Communications, they would not teach you that. You can't do that.
We should next time we interview someone, the entire interview, just to fuck around is talk about. Every question's got to start with talk about.
Yeah. And what do you think about Rosarena? You know, everybody's excited about him playing in left field, but you know, I'm thinking they got a prop bet at DraftKings that I'm thinking about going over on 72 and a half times that he's going to step out of the box before the pitch arrives.
You talk about him stepping out. Why does he do it? And why does he do it when pitches are right down the middle?
God, that's a guy that looks to me like he doesn't really want to be in Seattle.
Hey, I'm interrupting you. We're headed to the second inning. Cougars just got out of a bases-loaded jam against fourth-ranked Arkansas. Yeah, I'm watching collegiate baseball right now on ESPN Plus because that's how sad I am on President's Day.
Oh,
0-0 headed to the
that's
second.
Good. Hey, as excited about Husky basketball as I am.
You are. What's going on with you lately? Because you are really, you know what you are? You're turning into Jordan Reffett, but for the Cougars. That's what you're turning into.
Well, what's Jordan Reffett?
Because Jordan Reffett he tweets out all this nonsense BS just to spark people to get all angry and mad because he just wants to stir the pot. And you're doing the same thing.
Oh, so yeah. Well, I admit I'm a dick. Does Jordan admit he's a dick?
I just think he fully accepts it. Yeah, probably.
I just admit I'm a dick, you know, and so I've been ripping the Husky basketball team a little bit on social media.
Do you think it's kind of rich to rip them? Meanwhile, we have lost like 8 of I think we've lost like 10 of our last 12 and really pretty much not competitive in each game.
You know, I will entertain that question because I've given it some thought.
Okay.
I have given it some thought, and I will agree that it is rich because our team not only isn't very good, but we lost to the Huskies. So where do I get off like ripping on the Huskies, you know, when our team isn't very good?
Yeah. What say you?
I have an answer for that.
Give it to me.
They have always been our biggest rival. And regardless of what we're doing, I like ripping the biggest rival. Okay. Is that all right?
That's okay.
We've done that. I've done it for 50 years and I'm not going to stop now. And I've got more time on my hands to rip them.
Sure.
So is that okay?
It is okay.
Well, I get a kick out of like, I saw some quote from what's his name? Sterling. What's the coach's name again?
His name Danny Sprinkle.
Oh, Sprinkle. Okay.
What is it? Starling?
I don't know.
Sprinkle.
I get a kick out of it. Did you see the quote he had in Percy Allen's story the other day?
Was this off the Penn State win?
Yeah. He said it was their biggest win of the year. And I'm thinking, you just beat the last place team in an 18-team conference, and you call that your best win of the year?
Well, they're trying to get in. They're trying to get into the. They're trying to get into the tournament.
Yeah, that's another beautiful part of it.
I know.
God, you know, next game's a must game because if we can finish in 15th place, we can get into the Big Ten tournament. And who knows what can happen, you know, once you get into the big dance, you can maybe make it. I don't know. I can't, you know what? I know I'm pathetic and, you know, I'm living rent free or whatever. I know all of those things. And I fully admit that I'm a dick. Yeah. I know I'm a dick.
You're taking great pleasure. So your great pleasure is hopefully the Husky basketball team under Danny Sprinkle, or as you call him, Danny Starling, to miss the Big Ten tournament. So, because people may not know this, not everybody in the Big Ten tournament gets to go to Indianapolis. It's only the 15 of 18 teams, which is hilarious, get to go. And right now, I think they're in right now, or they're tied.
No, well, yeah, I think so. They're tied with Northwestern, but they have the tiebreaker because they beat those feisty Wildcats.
Well, it's the biggest win of the year.
I'm sorry, but as a Coug, that's one of those things that you're supposed to do, isn't it? Like, we get to school and we learn, you know, when someone says go Cougs, you say go Cougs back to them. And the second thing you learn is rip the Huskies no matter what, at all times.
We're down 1 out in the top of the second inning.
Did you hear anything I just said?
No, I just checked out. You don't like Danny Sprinkle and old
well, I don't like the Huskies.
Average Osabor.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Huskies. You know, when you're a Coug, you're not supposed to be a fan of the Huskies, okay?
But you are taking great pleasure in ripping them constantly on social media. It's
become and the part that okay, you have to relate to this, and you tell me that you enjoyed this as much as I did.
Okay.
The John Wilner story that the Times republished. Quit looking at the damn Cougar baseball team and focus.
I'm trying to see if we
got
a home
you never
run.
Know. You might not be able to see me in the next minute or so because I'll fuck something up with the connection. So
just missed a home run.
Make eye contact right here.
Right watching here. The game.
The John Wilner story that said that the Huskies aren't guaranteed of getting a full share once this thing is all settled out. I love that one.
But here's the thing, yes, and Wilner has that story, even if they do the new media rights deal, there's a thought, but it's not just the Huskies. It's actually everyone. It's everyone in the conference. It's based on
everyone but what, Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan?
No, well, yeah, I mean, clearly they'll get it. But it's based on, they're going to base their new media rights deal like on a hierarchy. Like if you are a brand and you are winning at both football and basketball and producing on the field and the court, you're going to get a higher revenue share. And John's point was in the story that a lot of conferences are going to probably start going to this. You know, this is why this led to the destruction of the conference anyways. It's why USC decided to leave. USC was tired, frankly, of the revenue system of having to split revenue with Washington State and Oregon State. Why are we're a bigger market, we're a bigger brand, more eyeballs are on us than on them. Why are we sharing this? We shouldn't share this at all. We should get a bigger percentage. Now, the TV stuff, I agree with them on the TV stuff. They should have gotten a bigger percentage. They're in Los Angeles. They should have. I would have, you know, looking back on it, done things to make it. UCLA, no. They can go pound sand, win something. But USC, and, you know, I think based on their history of that school, yeah, I think that they should have been probably treated a little differently. But that was Wilner's, for people who didn't read it, Wilner's point was, listen, this new TV deal, yeah, Washington's not going to get this full share like they think they're going to get. And nor is Oregon, though. But, you know, or Purdue or Indiana.
Well, Oregon probably will.
Well, we'll see. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, because John's point was, hey, he doesn't know if Washington and UCLA will fully invest into athletics. That was the point of him saying that, will they fully invest to where if they invest more money, the product is better on the field and on the court. So, but you know, whatever, their half share is more than probably what they'll get in the new rebuilt Pac-12. But again, you factor in the travel, the costs of the traveling all over the country. I don't know, maybe at the end of the day, it would have been a wash. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, that's a much more reasonable and rational take on it than I had. I zeroed in on Washington getting a half share for forever.
Yeah, I know. I saw you. You were on one.
Yeah, you don't retweet those.
Well, I've spent a lot. I'll be honest, a lot less time on just all of it. Twitter.
Are you blue skying it?
No, I'm not even. I mean, not really. I just a lot.
Is Blue Sky
time.
taking off, or what's it doing?
I think a lot more people are over there, but I'm just not into. It's here's my opinion and let's talk and have a. I'm not into that. I use Twitter and Blue Sky. I mean, it's really for Twitter. I post the show. Here's the show's up. Show's coming up. Here you go. I know a lot of people are on it. And then I'll peek on there from news, like, how you can have like your lists and stuff. I just want to, catch up. But did I miss anything on the Cougars today? I'll go to my Cougars page. Did I miss anything on the Seahawks or the Mariners and stuff like that? But spending time like scrolling through it, yeah, not so much anymore.
Yeah, what I don't like is, and you've told me about this before, where like I just want to follow the people I'm following. I want to see what they're tweeting. I don't want to see the for you, where there's other people that they think I'm going to want to hear from.
Yeah, I've just spent less time on it. I don't know, no particular reason other than it just, seems to be kind of a lot of garbage on there for the most part. I'll flip it on. I want to see, I want to get, up to date on what's happening down in spring training. I just go type in Divish's name and there we go. I'm looking at, and I'm watching videos of George Kirby's bullpen, again with the cigarette in my pants down. And then watching Gregory Santos and stuff like that. So,
Okay. All right. I have a question I want to ask you. And I asked Google this question too. And I probably know the answer before I ask you, but I'm going to ask you anyway, as you watch the Cougar baseball game.
Bottom of the second, no score.
Okay,
Arkansas is ranked 4th in the country, by the way.
Whatever this hockey tournament is that's going on.
It's called the Four Nations.
Okay. And whatever that is.
Okay.
And then I don't even know what the NHL guys are doing, a 2-week break. Are they part of that too?
They're playing in it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a precursor to the Olympics.
Okay. So the fight that they got in U.S. and Canada on Saturday, and 2 seconds after the puck was dropped, the gloves were dropped, everybody's fighting each other. Was there any like built-in animosity between the two teams for reasons that I'm unaware of? Or was it simply based on the fact that they booed our national anthem?
I think that plays a lot into it.
I mean, well, they denied that though. I mean, when I looked at
what are they
stories,
going to say? Yes, that's it. Yes, that's the reason why. I think that played a part into it.
And why does everybody think it's so cool that if that is the reason, why does everybody think it's so cool that the U.S. did that?
I mean, it's isn't it fairly obvious?
No, I mean, yeah.
Your country's being booed.
Yeah.
You play for the country. Wouldn't that, if you played for Team USA and you're about to play a sporting event and the crowd of the team you're playing against is booing your national anthem, that wouldn't upset you?
Okay.
At all?
Okay, fair enough. But does it warrant, like, usually there's a reason why hockey reason why you're going to take your gloves off and
I don't think
go at it.
I don't. I mean,
but don't you see Canada's point of view too? Like, wait a minute. So they want to make us the 51st state, I get all that, huh?
Yeah, I get all of it. I don't think it was. Yeah, I get it. I get why their fans would act that way. Of course I do. But I also get I think it's not the whole reason, like the Kachuk brothers, right? I don't think it's the whole reason, but I do think it's part of it. I mean, they're on a text thread talking about it. That's in the story. I do think
we talk about these guys like they're heroes for doing that or something. I mean, maybe I'm probably in the minority here, but I don't care. I didn't understand it.
Well, but I'm explaining it to you. I think that there's a part of it that when Jim, if you play for a country and you're playing against your biggest rival, okay, I'll put it for the Cougar. Okay, Cougars are playing the Huskies. You're playing for the Cougs, and the national anthem, or instead of the national anthem, it's the fight song, and the Husky fans are booing the fight song. You don't think that upsets you as a player? Like, kind of like, well, F you. And I think I think that's how the Americans felt. I don't think it's all of it. I also think that's their biggest rival. They know what Canada is. Canada's, premier hockey, organization, country in the world, right? It's the sport. It's their sport. The Team USA feels like they're better than them. They wanted to send a message. They wanted to send a message right away that we're not afraid of you. We're going to take it to you. We're going to be more physical than you. And then I think that part of it was we're going to send the message right away, 3 seconds in, and they haven't played. The coach of the Team Canada made a great quote. I think he's the coach for Tampa Bay, I think. Just said, hey, I think this is when you don't have international play for like a couple, 3-4 years, this is what happens. It's built up over time. I liked it. I thought it was, I'm the biggest hockey fan in the world, but I thought it was cool. I liked I like how hockey does that, personally.
Well, I like hockey fights too. That's my favorite part of hockey. I mean, until they, remove the goalie at the start of a game, that's going to be my favorite part of hockey. Yeah, I know I'm an American, but like if I'm a Canadian and you got, somebody that's talking about making us the 51st state and having all these tariffs against us, then yeah, I don't know. That shit just was like, well, I don't blame them for booing the anthem.
But what do the players have
and
to do
I
with
wouldn't
that?
blame the Huskies for booing the Cougar fight song either.
But what do the players for Team USA have to do with that?
Nothing.
They have nothing. Okay, then they're standing there for their national anthem, and a group of fans, while that is being played, is being booed. If you're not a competitor if that somehow does not bother you as you stand out there on the ice.
Okay.
And they've had to witness it because it's not, and first of all, it's not just a buildup because of what happened when they played. It's what happened in the previous, when they were playing in the NHL, the previous few weeks, because the Canadians were doing the same thing leading up to those games. In those games against, when it was, St. Louis and whatever, in the NHL, when they would play the national anthem, the U.S., the Canadian fans were doing it. So those players were a part of it. And they're like,
well, I'm just saying, I don't blame them for booing our anthem in light of what's going on there in the nation's capital.
I don't either, but I guess I don't either, but why do you blame them for starting a fight then? If that's part of the reason.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I can get all the way there with you, but I mean, when it's a hockey game, but
typical libtard.
I mean, I'm a sheep. I'm a
comments.
Sheep, man. I'm a proud sheep. I know I'm a dick, but I'm also a proud sheep. So, I mean, I don't get any of it.
Yeah.
But
I just think they took offense to it. And I just think for these guys, we never could put ourselves in the position of an athlete. I think this is when you see all these athletes, whether it's U.S. athletes, Canadian, it doesn't matter who it is. When they're up there like the Olympics and their national anthem is being played, whatever country you're in, you see how emotional these athletes get, right? Means something to them. They won something for their country.
Don't you think those Canadian hockey players should have more of an issue with us than us with them? Like you're being condescending to me trying to talk about this 51st state stuff.
But they're not, Jim. The players have nothing to do with it.
I know that, but the U.S. hockey team, the players had nothing to do with it either.
Yeah, but they're fans.
And they decided to throw their gloves down and start swinging.
But again, I don't think it's all.
I just don't think we should make heroes out of this Kachuk guy, or however the hell you say his name.
Chuck.
Okay, whatever. I mean, like, he's a national hero, and I'm like, really? Okay.
I think what he was doing is like, listen, you can have. I think what he was trying to say, you can have your differences with us all you want. But for the 1 minute or minute and a half, first of all, whatever happens at the top level doesn't represent everyone. It doesn't represent all of us. But for the minute and a half that we get to play, that we get to hear our anthem, we should be able to listen to it, and out of respect, no noise should be made. I think that's fair.
I think under normal circumstances, you would be correct in saying that. But these aren't normal circumstances in light of recent developments in Washington, D.C., what's been said and threatened to happen to Canada. That's just my take on it. Well, might be a shitty take, but I'm, kind of known for shitty takes. So
no, I just look at it differently than you, which is fine, is that I understand both reactions. I think it's okay to say that. I think it's fine to have the opinion that both reactions are warranted. I think it's warranted for their fan base to react the way they did. But I think for those men that suit up for Team USA, think they take great offense to that. And if they're offended and part of the reason that they want to, quote, pick a fight with them over this, fine. Whatever motivates, they're athletes.
God, you're so much more reasonable than me. That's probably why it's pucksports.com and you're off to a flying start with your podcast. Jimsports.com, how long would that have lasted? Shit, half a day maybe?
We have the go-to Jim Moore, the go-to guy, Substack.com. Why don't you write a column about this?
Well, okay, I maybe will. I got time this afternoon. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I got a column coming out tomorrow on Angie Mentink. And going to the broadcast booth.
We talked about this on Friday. Did you talk to her?
I did and I didn't, if that makes sense.
You did and you didn't.
We texted back and forth, and it's going to be in the News Tribune tomorrow. I'll tweet it out if anyone's interested in reading about it. But the Mariners have not officially made the announcement of the changes, and so she's not at liberty to be able to comment on what's going to be happening with her joining Aaron Goldsmith in the booth.
Wait a minute.
I think that's fair for me to say.
They haven't officially announced it?
Correct.
Are we sure about that? Did I not see a tweet from them announcing it?
I'm not sure about anything. I mean,
you know what? None of
I don't
us
know,
are.
but out of respect for Angie, and I love Angie, I'm just going to take her word for it. I don't know if they've announced it or not, and if she said that they haven't, because I know she'd be more than willing to want to go on the record and talk about about this opportunity that she has in front of her, but I don't. I told her I'll write the column with or without her comments. That's fine, but I was hoping to maybe get some comments from her about it, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay, I thought they had announced it.
Well, I don't know.
I thought the team had.
Email your buddy Kevin Martinez over there. Does he talk to you anymore? Maybe you could find out from him. Yeah.
Maybe it's just the Seattle. Maybe it's just Adam Jude's story that is all out there. I thought they had. First of all, it is maybe they haven't officially announced it, but now my memory is coming back to me. The agency that represents Ryan Roland Smith sent out a congratulations about it.
Oh, did they?
Yes. Octagon Sports.
Hyphen's so big that he's got an agency now.
Yeah, he's represented by Octagon Sports.
Okay.
Oh, now you got a problem with him?
I don't have a problem with Ryan at all. I love Ryan. I enjoyed working with him, when he used to come on over at the Grandpa Station, as you call it.
Grandpa.
I don't appreciate that being called the Grandpa Station. I mean, I don't.
Five storylines about the Seahawks. Yes, we know it's June 20th, but let's get into the Seahawks.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. You're leaving something out. First down. Come on.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Who's going to be the backup left tackle? Second down. Third down.
See, now there's the puck that I love the most. The one that, like mocks people and, just.
Well,
yeah.
I throw you for a curveball sometimes. You think I'm going to mock everything all the time.
And you don't do that.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So they haven't officially announced it, huh? I thought they did. But, all right. So she can't.
Well, and then
she's not. Do you think even when they officially announce it, she's going to talk to you?
Yeah, because she loves me.
I'm going to bet you $1 she does not talk to you.
After they officially announce it?
Yeah.
You bet me $1.
I just think that because you're going to ask her questions that she probably just doesn't want to answer.
Angie Mentink?
Yeah.
We're talking about the same person.
I think you're going to want to press her on why do people not like you? And I think she probably just doesn't.
I'm not. No. I'm not going to press her on that.
Oh, why not? Well, that's really the biggest story of her being hired.
I'm not. Okay.
Oh, you know what?
Look,
you're a guy who
no, hey,
hold
up
on
for a second.
You're a guy that hammers. Hold on. You're a guy that hammers all these reporters about not asking the tough questions. The number one question, if you were to interview her, is why people don't like her, and you're not going to ask her that. Come on. Like, if you want to be critical
okay,
of, like,
I'm pausing to see if you're done, talking.
I'm done.
Are you sure? Will you give me the next 10 seconds maybe, or 15?
Yeah, I want to see what the game is at. We're still 0-0. Cougs and Razorbacks.
You said, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, and you always do anyway, so I don't even know why I'm prefacing this. You said, are you going to press her on those questions? And I thought to myself, I'm going to ask her some of those questions,
Okay,
but I'm going to word them in such a way that it will be, probably better than, questions that I word to Jerry DePoto. I'll do it in a better way than that.
So in the normal, like, Jim Moore way of asking a question. So, Angie, what's your response to why so many people hate you? So you're not going to ask it like that?
If she was Jerry DePoto, that's the way I'd word it.
I know, yeah. All right. So, okay, clarification. You're not going to press her on, which is fair. But yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah. And, I mean, how much of that has to do with that she's a woman in a man's world,
I think it has a lot.
Yeah. And so, I'm not going to leave that out. And I've already written the column expecting that I probably won't hear from her. And she was great with a text exchange that we had just, for her telling me stuff and me just going back and forth with her. I'm fired up about her being in the booth. And I know that there are people that aren't, but I think her and Aaron, I think they've got the potential to be one of the best tandems in MLB in the broadcasting world. I do, with their chemistry, their humor, their sarcasm, the knowledge of the game, everything. I think they're going to be great. And, there's people that are like, and again, like I said last Friday, and maybe some people didn't see Friday's podcast. There's that feeling out there that she talks too much. If she didn't talk enough, people would be pissed off about that and they write in their little comments, like, she needs to talk more. You can't win. You can't fucking win, So, yeah, it's because she's a female that she's going to get extra criticism, and she's under a bigger microscope than somebody else who's going to be doing it. Plus, she didn't play the game at the big league level. People have that as a big deal, I mean,
she played baseball.
I didn't play it at the biggest level, and I say shit all the time.
She played in a female baseball league. She understands the sport, for God's sakes, man. She understands the sport. Now, I think I will just push back a little bit on something you said, though, and it's just we're
okay. Push away.
Push.
Go ahead. Turn push into shove.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If you keep this up, I'm going to start, booing.
Okay, make it short. I got to leave by 11. I got physical therapy at 11:20.
No. We'll stay on as long as
nobody wants more than an hour of my bullshit.
No. Well, you owe it because you were late again, so you owe me the full hour.
Get me out of here by 11.
11:05.
Well. Yeah, everything in Bend is 15 minutes away, so I might be able to make it.
Hey, what I think I was just going to say, and it's just a rehash from Friday, is just don't assume because she's a woman, that's why people don't care for her on the broadcast. I think that is unfair to some. I do think it plays a part for some people not liking her. But I also would push back that just because she's a woman doesn't mean that's why everyone would dislike her.
Okay.
Not care for her.
All right, that's fair. Okay, we always wonder about this in the radio business too when we get criticized. What percentage do you think? It always seems like the minority is very vocal and the majority not necessarily. I mean, like, what do you think it is? 10 to 20% that are not fans of Angie Mentink, and the rest of the
I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is of the people that. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
But
no idea.
I just start thinking about it, and I put this in the column. Can you imagine like getting a dream job, and then people just before you even say word one in your dream job, people are like, yeah, but God, she's not this and she's not that, and she sucks and.
I think we can. I'm living it every day.
It's like God. I mean, it's just so. I just like God. It's my dream job, and you're celebrating, and you're having champagne, and then you got some guy in fucking Woodinville or whatever going, yeah, she talks too much. And I mean, this one guy said it was going to ruin his summer. I'm just like,
Oh, hey, all right, whatever. Let's move on. We rehashed that on Friday. So the column comes out on Tuesday. Jim on Angie Mentink. Are you a Saturday Night Live fan?
I was a long time ago, but I haven't watched it recently.
So I take it you did not watch the 50th anniversary tribute show last night.
I did not watch the show. I heard it was terrific though, and Dave Grosby tweeted out something that I thought was great. They had Post Malone sitting in with the Nirvana crew.
Yeah, it got mixed reviews. It got mixed reviews.
What, that song did?
The show got mixed reviews. I think some liked it, some were like, it was okay.
Okay,
I'm a huge SNL fan. Like, I love Saturday Night Live. Like, I try not to miss it every week. I love the show.
So you still love it? Is it still as good as it was back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, I just if I don't watch it live or see it at Saturday night, I'll watch it on Sunday. I mean, I've loved it since I was like 13. I've always been watching it.
Yeah.
It was good. It just I thought there were some cast members that were prominently featured way too much. Pete Davidson was in like everything, and I just frankly don't find Pete Davidson funny, and I'm not really sure why he was in a lot of the skits. And just he was a huge part of kind of the show, and I'm not really sure why he was.
Is he still on?
No, he hasn't been on. He hasn't been on for a long time. There was some great. They brought back some old skits that were really, really funny. That's the two women, the Bronx women that Maya Rudolph plays, and Amy Poehler. That's a great one, and which was probably the funniest one that they did all night. There was some, Will Ferrell was back. He was really good doing Robert Goulet, and Kristen Wiig was great. I'll tell you what. Do you know who Sabrina Carpenter is? You aware of who she is? Okay, she's a musician. She's kind of in the Taylor Swift world, okay? So she was on there singing songs, and she had to sing live on the show. No like auto tune or any help. She was awful singing.
She was awful,
and she's a professional singer, and it was terrible how bad she was.
So that was like universally thought of that way, that she was bad.
I think so. I mean, she was really, really bad. You would have appreciated.
So she was like Kendrick Lamar at halftime of the Super Bowl, bad. Did she have a message that I didn't pick up on at all, or?
Yes, she did. Yeah. But I can't explain it to you.
I told you I'm a dick.
It would take too long. You would enjoy though, because it's of your age group, of your back then. Steve Martin opened up the show. He was the monologue, and he was very funny. Very funny.
Good.
You would enjoy Steve Martin.
Yeah. Martin Short, was he on?
Martin Short was there. Yep. He was good.
Eddie Murphy, I heard, was really good.
Eddie Murphy was great. They did one of the first skits they did was Black Jeopardy. Black Jeopardy's, it's Kenan Thompson hosted it, really funny. And Eddie Murphy played, who Tracy Morgan is, the comedian? Tracy Morgan used to be on the show. Yeah. So Tracy Morgan played somebody else, like just a fictional character, and then Eddie Murphy played Tracy Morgan. And that was really good. So,
well, you know what I'll do though?
Watch a little bit of it.
I think so much of you and pucksports.com, and I will watch it tonight.
No, F you.
And then I'll also watch the NBA All-Star game. And if you want to talk about that on Wednesday, then I'll be up to speed.
Well, I was going to ask you about it because there's this NBA is dying, and I didn't watch a second of it.
Why?
Well, because the format was it's just so dumb. It's so dumb what they did.
What? No, but I have mixed feelings about that because the game got to be really the game itself. They needed to change it, and I like that they tried to do something with it.
It's not hard. They're overcomplicating it. They really are. Just go back to East versus West, and here's the deal: you want to make the game, want to make it better? Just play harder. That's it.
Well,
just play harder.
Yeah, but they've decided that that's not going to be achievable.
It can be. They just need to sack up and play harder. That's the only reason. They're gonna tinker with this every year. This was so stupid. They would play a game and then sit for 40 minutes. It was dumb. No one could understand it. It didn't make sense to anyone. Just get back to the East versus the West. And someone has got to be a leader among these players and just say, we have to play hard. We can dick around for the first half, but the second half comes around. The best players are going to play, and we've got to actually play. Really play.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like,
that's it.
I really don't want to be that guy that talks about, back in my day, but, shit, I'm 67. So I guess more of my life is in the rearview mirror than what's in front of me.
Well, at the start of the show, it seems closer than, images appear closer than they are. Jesus.
Oh, God, that was awful.
Lord. God.
And you can remember this, the NBA All-Star game, they were competitive.
Unbelievable.
They went at it. They didn't want to lose. There was pride involved.
There was pride in your
the
conference.
one that I remember the most, and when you're a beat writer like I was covering the Sonics from 90 to 96, one of the perks of the job was that they sent you to the All-Star weekend every year.
What was your favorite one?
Well, the one in Orlando when Magic came back.
Best one ever.
Magic came back. It was like everybody thought he was going to die, and then here he is out here hitting threes.
MVP.
And it was just sensational. Magic Johnson was playing.
Karl Malone wouldn't guard him. Remember that storyline?
Everybody was trying. That wasn't a storyline. It wasn't like you showed up in Orlando back in 91 or whatever it was and thought, God, I wonder if they're going to try tonight. It was just understood that everybody was going to try and play hard.
Money changes.
And it was so much fun. Those games were entertaining, competitive. It was just, it was great.
Money and greed changes people. It just does. That's the issue with it. And it's just, there's too much money now, too much greed. And they feel like it's not worth it. I don't need to do it anymore. But in just in comparison back those days, those guys were making a ton of money for back in those days, though. Like, comparatively, they were making a ton. I mean, they were well compensated. But I don't know. There was just a desire, a drive to win and not to lose. And they took great pride in that. And these guys they don't take great pride in it for whatever reason. I don't know why. It has to get back. Someone like LeBron should have spearheaded that thing. Should be one of his legacies because he's played so long. He's carried over from that old guard in a way. And it wasn't cool what LeBron did either. Well, maybe he's got some legit injuries. I don't know. The guy's 40 years old. He plays every single minute, and he's been playing like 100 games every year for 40 years. I don't know, or for 20 years. I'm going to go ahead and give him a day off. But geez.
No, I know, I understand that, but like somebody else could have played.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, you need to go. You need to go now. You need to be late for your PT. It's weird, I'll let you off early, but it would be nice if maybe you were on time once in a while.
I agree to all of the above. I apologize to you, the listeners, the viewers, and if you want to shit can my ass like everybody else has, I don't blame you.
Well, we'll ask that comment. Maybe we'll ask for people in the comments to say whether or not we should get rid of you.
I think they probably could.
I will say this, and I'm going to do this for Hey What the Puck. As much as we, maybe older adults, think that it's dying, the sport, and I can only speak to just a group of kids that I know who are 11. They love it. They love everything about the league. And it's amazing to me. And I was asking them because we had, a busy weekend of sports and talking to all of them. And I'm like, they don't have a team. They've never had a team ever. They don't remember anything about the Sonics. Nothing. They have no recollection, no history, no nothing at all. But they love it. There's a group. There's 20 kids that I know that love it. Love everything about it. We're fixated on the dunk contest. Just couldn't get enough of it. So, I mean, part of it's social media and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. But so
no, if you're 16 years old, you don't remember. I mean, you weren't even born yet when the Sonics left town.
No, especially in 11-year-olds. All right, we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah. No, love you to death.
I mean, it's get that mic fixed.
All right, Puck. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Hold on. Son of a bitch.
So the PT, wait a minute. The PT guy's going to say, hey, Jim, why are you late today? I'm going to say, well, this guy I was doing the podcast with, he was, want to give me an update on the Cougar baseball team.
Yeah, we got a home run, Razorbacks, left field. I don't know if it was a solo shot. Yeah, solo home run to left field. Razorbacks up 1-0. Pig Suey on the Cougs, 1-0. Bottom of the
right.
fourth.
Yeah, thanks for that, Puck.
I hope you're late.
See ya.
There he is, Jim Moore, the go-to guy, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brought to you by A Clean Streak. I don't know if anybody else quickly was SNL fans and watched that yesterday. You can tell me in the comments. Send me an email, puck@pucksports.com. I thought it was good. I thought it could have been better. Too much Pete Davidson. Too much. And I like Will Forte, but I felt like Will Forte was in too much stuff. But too much Pete Davidson. He was everywhere, it felt like. And I didn't quite understand that. The NBA one, we'll talk more maybe about that on Wednesday with Jim. I'm going to try and get Tim on, Tim Booth of the Associated Press, or excuse me, not the Associated Press anymore, of the Seattle Times. He was down there covering it and just get his thoughts, because one thing they did not talk about was expansion at all. No, not one question was asked about NBA expansion to Adam Silver at the press conference, which is just amazing to me. Not sure why. He hasn't given many press conferences at all. And this is kind of the state of the union for the league, and it's a pressing topic. And no one felt to ask the question there about expansion. But the NBA is dying young. Well, I'm going to get to it here with Hey, What the Puck. I don't. If you're old or older, and like I think most of our viewers, listeners, you're probably 35 or older. I think there's going to be a lot. If I can open up the comments right now, NBA is dead to me. It's a stupid sport. Hate it, all that. Okay. I just know for a younger generation, and maybe I'm just a small sample size of a group of 11-year-olds that I know, they love it. They can't get enough of it. We'll debate nonstop about the Matt guy that won the dunk contest and how I don't think he should be in it. I think if you're in the dunk contest, you have to at least play in the NBA. It'd be nice. You can't be a G League guy. It'd be nice if you were actually in the NBA, and we'd have some superstars. I think that's the problem with the All-Star game, is that it's just, when we were growing up, the superstars competed in the three-point. The superstars competed in the dunk contest. And when they got to the All-Star game, yes, it was an All-Star and it was an exhibition, and you saw the dunks and the threes and all the razzle-dazzle plays. But when they got into the second half, it was a game. And they did not want to lose at all. No one wanted to lose. And I don't know what has changed over the years, why it's just been less compelling, why the effort isn't there as much anymore. And I think a large part of that probably has to do with the money that these players make. But I do think they're overthinking it a little bit too much when it comes to all the changes they make to the All-Star game. Real quick before we get to Hey, What the Puck and wrap it up, shorter version today. Not a lot going on. We're in that dead period right now with football's being over, baseball's starting up. We'll be transitioning from our football stuff. We'll still have a few things throughout the week and the weeks. But we'll be transitioning more into our baseball coverage, starting with spring training kind of getting fully underway now. A reminder for Puck's Posse members, if you want to get all of access to Divish this year, the full show, sign up to be a Puck's Posse member, just $5 a month, and you get a discount there for a year. Also, our NFL draft coverage, our first installment of our exclusive draft coverage with Dane Brugler from The Athletic starts tomorrow. We will record with Dane in the morning. We'll try and play a little bit back during the show, but then the full draft coverage with Dane Brugler from The Athletic, author of The Beast. I believe he does the best job of just breaking down the NFL draft with so much knowledge, and that book, The Beast, is just incredible. If you want to really nerd out on the draft, you want to get your copy of The Beast there, you got to have an Athletic subscription to do so. But Dean will join us starting tomorrow. That full show with Dane Brugler, breaking down the NFL draft, will be available for Puck's Posse members. And again, sign up today. Pucksports.com, top of the website, will take you to the sign up. Also, the QR code, if you are watching the show, streaming the video, that will take you there as well. But pucksports.com, sign up there, top of the screen, and we'll get you full access to everything that we do at Puck Sports, all the content, daily puck drop, all the guests, everything, and all VIP content that we do. Dean Peterson. Oh, by the way, when you sign up too, you can win a $100 gift card. Or not a $100 gift card, a $100 prize package when you sign up to be a Puck Spossy member. We've handed out 3 of them, including our last one to Dean Peterson. Congratulations to Dean Peterson. Dean, the gift cards are in the mail. $50 to John Howie Steak, $25 to Georgetown Brewery, and $25 to Flat Stick Pub. Again, everyone that signs up, their names get thrown into a hat, and then every month here for the next year, we'll draw out a name for the $100 prize package there. And big thanks to our sponsors, John Howie Steak, and also to Flat Stick Pub and to Georgetown Brewery. All right. Hey, What the Puck, brought to you by another one of our fabulous sponsors of the show, Restoration One of North Seattle. It is your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. I do think we're overthinking the NBA All-Star game. The All-Star game, eventually probably is just going to go the way of what we see in the Pro Bowl, where we're just in a couple of years, we're just not even going to really have a game anymore. It'd just probably be a shooting contest. It feels like that's where we're going, because it was kind of like a slow burn with the Pro Bowl, and it was kind of exciting, and the guys were kind of trying hard, and then money plays a factor into it, injuries, and they decided, I don't want to get hurt. And I think we'll see that probably happen to the NBA. It feels like it's too bad that money has changed it so much. The risk of injury, which again, there's not so much a risk of injury when we think of the baseball All-Star game, just because of the nature of the sport. Certainly there's still a chance you do get hurt, but not like you would obviously in the NFL, and certainly not in basketball. But I do believe money is probably the biggest factor why we've seen such a decline in it. They've tried everything to get more people to watch, more people to tune in. Draymond Green, who called it, they asked his opinion this week, and hey, scale to 1 to 10, how did you think they did? Now, this is TNT, who's a part of it. It's a broadcast partner. He's like 0. He's like, it sucked. It was terrible. I didn't watch it, barely any of it. Knew the format, saw a bunch of clips about it, and just frankly didn't quite understand it. It was too confusing, and players complained about it, including Donovan Mitchell. Hey, I get what we're doing, but we're playing a game to 40, and then we're sitting out for 45 minutes waiting around. Just go back to East versus West. They don't need to be incentivized anymore. These players make a ton of money. The players at some point just have to take it amongst themselves, and someone over there has just got to step up and be like, what are we doing? Like, we need to take pride in this sport. We need to take pride in what we're doing. One guy who had some good comments, I thought, over the weekend was Trae Young. I think Trae Young gets it. Trae Young gets it. Because he made a comment to a report. He's like, they just want to see us play hard, the fans. That's it. That's all the fans want to see. They want to put on a show. They just want to see a try hard. That's it. And that's all they got to do. Just first half, exhibition, we're thrown off the backboard. Second half starts. We start to play our better players. And I think all the fans want to see is just effort, an absolute effort level. I think they're overthinking it way too much. In terms of the sport dying, as I mentioned to Jim there, I don't think it's dying. It might be dying for maybe a little bit of an older crowd. I get it to a degree. I don't think for a younger crowd. I don't know. It's a small sample size with 20, 25 or so 11-year-old boys that kind of in my son's friend circle. It's not dying to them, and they have no reference at all with the Sonics, 0. But engaged all night Saturday over that dunk contest, and engaged all day, at least for them, yesterday there during the game. Don't overthink it, though, NBA. Just get back to its roots. You're overcomplicating the weekend. Somehow you've got to get the Ja Morants of the world to participate in the dunk contest, because they need the actual stars of the league in those contests. And I just think that, honestly, if you went back to its roots, I think the game and I think the coverage and I think the ratings would be much better for him. All right, that's it for Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One North Seattle, your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. It is locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com. The North Seattle franchise. Let them take care of you. All right. Big thanks for watching and listening today. Never take it for granted. Thank you to all the sponsors, Limback Lumber, Clean Streak, also Restoration One, and Georgetown Brewery. And again, check out their new beer at Georgetown Brewery, the Tavern Beer. Find it at your local bar. Also, go to georgetownbeer.com. Today's Daily Puck Drop on YouTube. So go there. When you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Also find the Daily Puck Drop on all your favorite podcast platforms. And, of course, everything always up at pucksports.com. And, as I mentioned before, when you're at pucksports.com, sign up to be a member of the Pucks Posse. $5 a month. That's all it's going to cost you. Support all the free content that we do at Puck Sports. And, of course, VIP and exclusive content as well, like our baseball coverage with Ryan Divish, and starting tomorrow, our NFL draft coverage with Dane Brugler of The Athletic. Go check it all out at pucksports.com. We'll talk to you on another show, a Tuesday show. As always, promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you, but you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!